What is up? What is up? Welcome back to another episode of Blood and Beer, the show where we talk blood sport and we drink beer. I'm your host, Matt, and did you watch UFC London? Holy fucking shit. That thing was insane, and we're going to be talking all about it today. Tons of stoppages. I mean, this card was just, it was amazing top to bottom. The London fans were electric. It was awesome. So, we're going to drink our beer. I'll introduce it in a second, then we'll jump right into the fights. Today's beer is Big Wave Golden Ale, founded at the local liquor shop. Oh, this shit's on there. Oh, Halsey. I anticipate this shit being golden, as it looks like it is. Man, that kind of hurt my hand. Whoops. Yeah, so you know how it is. We test it, we give it a score, and we tell you all about her. Man, fucking my hand hurts. Kona Brewing Company. Don't try so hard with sealing your shit. I promise you, it's not that big of a deal. Here we go. That's pretty fucking good. Wow. That's really fucking good. Wow. I've had some fucking banging beers on this show the last couple times. Except for the Guinness from my St. Patty's episode. What's the percent on this bad, motherfucker? Sorry, I'm taking so long. Doesn't look like it says. 4.4. No wonder it's so good. No wonder. All right. Yeah, that's a man. That's really good. We'll give her an 8.7, and yeah, wow, that's a really good fucking beer. Again, that's Big Wave Golden Ale by the Kona Brewing Company. It's liquid aloha, baby. All right. Yeah, I love this card so much. So many stoppages, first round stoppages especially. So we'll start our blood talk off now. First fight, it was Muhammad Mokaev versus Cody Durden. Mokaev's the youngest fighter on the UFC roster right now, youngest on the card, of course. He walks away with the first round submission. He rocked Durden a little bit, jumped into a guillotine, and then just finishes him off quick as hell. I think it was under a minute. They said it was the second fastest finish in the featherweight division ever. So that was pretty awesome. And this kid, he's got a lot of potential. I think he's undefeated right now, and he says he wants to be the youngest UFC champ ever, beat John Jones' record, which I think he was 21 when he took the belt. So got a ways to go, but talk like that, fight like that, you're getting there. So that was, like I said, that was a banger. And then we go on to this fight was just a war. Jack Shore versus Tamir Valiev. Jack Shore goes out there and his striking looks like it's been tuned up. His wrestling is on point. Tamir walked away with the second round, no doubt, but Jack Shore goes into that third round. His corner tells him, you might be up 2-0, but we'll treat it 1-1. He goes out there so dominant. All three judges, I'm pretty sure, or maybe it was just one judge. No, I'm pretty sure all three gave Jack Shore a 10-8 round in that round 3. He put it on Tamir. He looked dominant. He stays undefeated. Tamir was undefeated in the UFC coming in. So that was awesome. Unanimous decision victory for Jack Shore. And both he and Mokaev were kind of hometown fighters. Mokaev is from I want to say he's from Britain, but I'm not sure. I know that he's got some Russian Dagestani roots. They said Jack Shore, he's Welsh, and he's just so well rounded. He's going to be a problem in the welterweight division. And then Paul Bearju Craig versus Nikita Krylov. Real early, Paul Craig tries to pull him into his guard. Krylov, he doesn't go for it. He gets top control, starts raining ground and pound. I mean, absolutely wailing on the guy. And then Paul Craig, he looked like he went out for a second, and then one punch looked like it knocked him out. The next punch looked like it woke him back up. Nikita Krylov is just dominating him from the top position for the first 3.5 minutes of the fight. And then Paul Craig does what Paul Craig does. He throws up his patented triangle choke, puts him out, gets the tap in the first round with about a minute to go in it. Just absolutely insane. This guy's ground game, especially at that weight class at 205, is insane. He can be a problem for a lot of fighters because if you don't have absolutely fantastic submission defense, you're going to get tapped by Paul Craig. He did it to Ankalaev. He did it to Jamal Hill. He's done it to Krylov. I think he's got 6 submissions at light heavyweight. So the only person with more than him is Glover Teixeira. Move him on up the rankings. I want to see him fight top 5. Maybe him versus Anthony Smith. That would be a fun jiu-jitsu matchup. Or put him up against Rakic. Give him Rakic. Paul Bearju, Craig versus Rakic. That would be a hell of a fight. And I love how he paints his face with the Scottish flag each time. Just an absolute warrior. But yeah. And then another quickie. We had, let me make sure I got this guy's name right. Like I said, I watch a ton of shit, so some of these names I don't remember how they're pronounced. Abdurakhmanov, he took on Sergey Pavlovich. And like I said, another quickie. Ends in round 1. Pavlovich, he's got so much power, throws punches and bunches. He goes out there and he's wailing on Abdurakhmanov, and then they're exchanging. Nobody goes down. Most beautiful straight right from a heavyweight I've ever seen. It wasn't a looping hook. It wasn't an overhand. It was just a straight right, from a down position right up into the guy's face. Knocks him down, and he's pretty much out. He finishes him off with the ground and pound. Pavlovich takes away the victory, round 1. Might seem like we're running through this kind of quick. That's because this card was quick as shit, and it was fucking awesome, action-packed. I mean, the fans in London were going absolutely nuts. And then we had Mike Grundy versus Makwan Amirkhani. This one, just like the rest, another fucking quick fight. Grundy shoots a takedown real early, and he lands right in Amirkhani's arm triangle, and he gets tapped pretty quickly after Amirkhani gets that leg locked up with his legs. The choke was so tight, he put him out cold. It was beautiful. Head and arm triangle, nasty choke. It would suck to get hit by it. Got a lot of foam. Got a lot of foam on that one. All right, moving on to our main card. We'll start it off. We had Ilia Topuria versus Jai Herbert. Round 1. Jai Herbert is absolutely kicking Topuria's ass. Rocks him. Looked like he was about to put him out. Topuria comes back, gets the takedown. But Herbert stands back up, which I wouldn't expect in round 1 while they're dry and while Topuria is fresh. But he stands back up. Herbert continues to pick him apart from the outside, landing big power shots. And then he didn't get the finish in round 1. Round 2, Jai comes out and he's still kind of picking him apart out of nowhere. Topuria has this flurry, doesn't land anything except a straight right in it, and it absolutely folds Jai Herbert, puts him out cold, and Topuria gets the win. Topuria calls out Paddy the Baddy on the mic, and I don't know. I don't know if he's there yet. He's undefeated, and he's a definite prospect, but getting rocked by Jai Herbert like that, who's no slouch, don't get me wrong, but I just got to show me more, bud. Paddy the Baddy, though, he looked great. We'll get into his in a little bit, but Topuria, it was kind of like a lucky strike type of thing because it seemed like Herbert's night until it wasn't. All right, this next fight, it is a knockout of the year candidate. What is going on with my hat? No wonder it looked so fucking weird to me. I was like, there's something missing here. That's what it was. All right. Yes, knockout of the year candidate, Molly McCann versus Luana Carolina. McCann's kind of putting it on her for the first 2 rounds. Round 3, more of the same. And then Molly McCann, she set it up perfectly, had her hips turned completely sideways, and her shoulders were going that way. Spinning back fist, spinning elbow type of thing. Just out cold. Luana stiffens, falls to the floor. It was amazing. Those kind of knockouts you definitely don't see a lot in women's MMA, but with it being Molly McCann's hometown fight, how amped she was after the fight, she took Dana White's seat. She's chugging Howler Head in the stands. She was just lit as hell. Definitely a knockout of the year contender. This card was just, it was so fucking good. And then moving on, Gunnar Nelson took on, I think his name's Takashi Sato, and for all 3 rounds, he absolutely dominated him. That's my watch telling me it's another hour past, sorry. Absolutely dominated him for all 3 rounds. Gunnar Nelson, I think he's a welterweight too. Another problem people are going to have to deal with. His ground game is insane. He's got good ground and pound, great submissions, just a phenom. This bald-looking dude would not be scary if you saw him on the street, but man, in the octagon, he will fuck you up. He'll take you down and make you miserable for 3 rounds. 30-26, all 3 judges. Way to get the hometown victory, Gunner. Out of breath, I'm talking so fucking much. And then we're on to the big 3 now. The big 3 everybody was looking forward to. For all the big MMA fans, I imagine. First, Paddy the Baddy Pimblett. He goes up against Kazula Rodrigo Vargas. Kazula rocks him early. He really rocks him. Paddy shoots a takedown real sloppy, and then Kazula starts landing ground and pound and goes into Paddy's guard. Paddy gets some butterfly hooks, gets up eventually, and then hits this absolutely sick judo throw. I mean, just about flips him all the way over his hip / shoulder type of thing. It was awesome. Kazula gives up his back fairly quickly, and Paddy starts to lock in a rear naked choke. As he's doing it, Kazula's corner is telling him to fight the hands, and Paddy's yelling, he's grabbing my gloves, and the ref makes him stop. As soon as he stops grabbing the gloves, Paddy gets the finish with the rear naked. It was just absolutely insane, especially how much these London fans love Paddy the Baddy Pimblett. It's beautiful. I mean, he comes out there and, you know, the whoa, or I can't even think of the anthem right now. But they're, whoa, Paddy the Baddy, or something like that. Yeah, they were just so amped. They love him over there. He gets the crowd going, and then afterwards he gets on the mic. They say, you know, you got anyone to call out? Because Topuria called him out earlier in the card. He said, listen, man, lions don't concern themselves with the opinions of sheep. And that's absolute, oh, goodness freaking gracious. The burpaderps. Absolutely friggin' correct, though. Lions do not concern themselves with the opinions of sheep. Paddy the Baddy is the next big thing in the UFC. He can take a punch. He's got it everywhere. The stand up. He's exciting. He's aggressive. He's got it on the mic. He he's that dude. He's got that personality. You feel like something big is happening when you watch him fight, and how much the fans love him. It was just it had me so amped watching that fight. I love it. And then after he gets that finish, Molly McCann, shit faced, comes in the octagon, jumps up on the cage with him. I mean, everyone was just so fucking pumped for it. So, Paddy the Baddy, here to stay for a while, making that championship push. And he's only 26 or 27 years old. This dude is legit. So, next time, put him in Wimbledon or Wembley or whatever the fuck the stadiums are over there, and let him sell that shit out because they love him over there. And this dude is that dude. Called out Mark Zuckerberg, too, for taking down his Instagram account, I think is who he said. All right, moving on. We had another fucking banger, another quickie, Arnold Allen, Dan Hooker. It was fucking awesome to watch. They come out immediately, start trading bombs, just nonstop action. Weight cut looks like it's not good for Hooker. He just doesn't seem to have the same energy, doesn't have the same snap on his punches. That or he's just lost it. But they're both just swinging. Arnold Allen rocks Hooker. Hooker comes back, drops Allen. Allen comes straight back, starts wailing on him, and just doesn't stop. He starts really rocking Hooker, hits him with the hard right, hard head kick, gets him up against the cage, and just starts unloading. Ref stops it in the first round. It was a good stoppage. Hooker was pissed, but I mean, when you shell up like that, this ain't boxing. They're not going to let you fight till you die. This is I don't know. It was fucking awesome. So, just such a fun fight. I just don't think the weight cut's good for Hooker. Hooker seems to be perfect in that bottom half of the top 10 for the lightweight division, which sucks because you want to see the guy get a title or at least fight for a title. He's fought fucking everybody and gone to war with everybody. But not to take anything away from Arnold Allen, that dude is a fucking fighter. Wow. Fucking fighter, dude. Just, wow. All I got to say about it. Yeah. And then we move on to the main event of the evening. Tom Aspinall versus Alexander Volkov. There was some worry coming into this fight that Volkov wouldn't even be able to fight because of political protest or some other bullshit. He made it. Goes out there, and Aspinall, people were saying, I was saying the range was going to be a problem. And the experience of Volkov. Aspinall goes out there, electric, just throwing combos and boxing combos. He gets the takedown. He's landing some ground and pound. Volkov gets back up. Aspinall starts landing some heavy shots again. Volkov just really can't find his mark. Aspinall gets another takedown, puts him in a straight armbar. So that's not the one where you have your legs over their chest or legs wrapped around him. He's like in full mount almost, and twists his arm back and up, kind of like a straight Kimura almost. Fucking disgusting. Gets him to tap. You saw the elbow pop. I mean, Tom Aspinall is the real fucking deal. Real deal. This guy, he's got the boxing. His dad was one of the first jiu-jitsu black belts in England. So there's so much to love about this guy. And then he gets on the mic and he says, "Hey, Tai Tuivasa, you know, it's not just Australia that chugs beers. We do too, and I'd love to throw down with you." And that's who I was hoping he was going to call out coming into this, because if he got the victory, I was thinking who would be a fun fight for him. And it's Tai Tuivasa. It's speed and power versus absolute power. It's technique versus just strength. And Tai Tuivasa's got good technique and everything. It's just Tom Aspinall is like, he's really fucking good. Really, really fucking good. I don't know. It was just such an amazing card. Such a great call out by Aspinall. Great coming out party for him. And then it really, I can't explain how great the card was. Go watch it on ESPN Plus if you get the chance. If you missed it, because the fans made this card. All the fighters were so pumped up going into it. That's why there were so many first round finishes. I mean, I think there were only 2 second or third round finishes. There might have only been 1 third round and no second actually. It was just absolutely amazing. So fucking UFC putting on great cards. That you couldn't have done better matchmaking than that. You really couldn't have. So I appreciate you if you've been sticking around this whole time. I'm just gonna see if there's any other MMA news that's popped off since we started this. Anything spectacular going on? Yeah, Tuivasa versus Aspinall. That'd be a great fight. Let's see. A lot of UFC London stuff. UFC London. Dana White says he is open to a return from Greg Hardy if he's successful outside of the UFC. So that'd be cool because Greg Hardy could probably go to another promotion and get a shit ton of knockouts. Ngannou's knee surgery. Yeah. It was successful. That's awesome. And then, Nate Diaz. He wants to fight on Bellator Hawaii. It's not going to happen. He just spews some shit sometimes because his friend's on the fight. Rob Font versus Cheeto Vera has been booked for a main event. Darren Till, he's calling out Uriah Hall. That'd be a fun matchup if Uriah Hall shows up because dude is a striker. Till is a striker. Both are kind of patient, so that'd be a fun matchup. And then, Conor McGregor's calling out Kamaru Usman, says that he wants to fight for the 170-pound strap when he gets back. He says that Usman, he's got good wrestling, but no submission threat, sloppy striking, a weird jab. He says that he would have no problem with him. Kamaru Usman has no danger for Conor. I mean, if you sell like Conor can, you can lose as many fights in a row and still fucking fight for the title because he's selling more pay-per-views and non-title fights than anybody is even close. You can put 3 title fights on a card and you're not going to come close to selling what Conor's selling. So, White, he's making business decisions when he's letting Conor fight for the strap when he says that that's something that he says that's something that is a real possibility. Paulo Costa and Sean Strickland are talking shit to each other. That'd be a fun matchup. Sean Strickland would absolutely fuck him up because Costa's just not going to be able to handle that kind of pace that Strickland has, the jab. And Strickland's going to walk through all Costa's punches no matter how hard they are because the guy's a fucking psychopath and it's awesome. And then Kamaru Usman's calling out Canelo Alvarez still. Got some spillage. Dumb call out. Your boxing's not there. He keeps saying everybody says it can't happen till it happens. The best boxers in the world can't beat this dude. You're not going to knock him out. Dana White says this fight wouldn't even compare to Floyd and Conor, and he's right because Kamaru is not near the star that Conor was. Canelo, while he's a huge boxing star, boxing has taken a nosedive since for the past 20 years. It's just been that Mayweather was like him and Pacquiao were the shining stars, and they're gone. Canelo just doesn't have the same star power that he had. Usman doesn't have the same star power that McGregor had, and he would get absolutely starched by Canelo. It would not even be close. Not even close. And I think that's all we have for you today. So I appreciate you tuning in. Um, oh, shit. I forgot Leon Edwards is fighting Kamaru Usman next. And it looks like UFC will be back in Abu Dhabi, so another international fight in October. So that's what we got on the horizon. Tune in later this week. We'll break down whatever's going on next weekend, and also all the other shit going on around the MMA community. I'm sure a lot of shit will roll out that they didn't want to get buried under UFC London. Because, like I said, that card was fucking banging. And if you didn't watch it, you missed out. Go check it out on ESPN Plus. Fucking great. Next weekend, I just from the top of my head, I'm going to the UFC Columbus Blades versus Dawkins. It's going to be a banger. And then Demetrius Johnson and Rod Tang, they have a mixed rules fight, and the guy that knocked out Johnson last time, Adrian Morales, he's fighting also on the same card. That's going to be ONE FC, so probably going to be aired on YouTube, I imagine, and probably free. It's going to be early as shit in the morning, and it will be great if it's anything like their last couple programs. So go ahead and check it out. I appreciate you tuning in. I'm Matt, and this has been Blood and Beer. I think we're on episode 16 or something. Cheers.